The Stoic principle of control teaches us to focus only on what is within our power to change and to let go of the rest. We often waste time and energy worrying about things beyond our control, external events, other people's actions, or the past. By shifting our mindset to only control our thoughts, actions, and responses, we can reduce anxiety and find clarity. This principle helps us embrace the present moment, avoid frustration, and channel our energy into personal growth. Throughout this article, we will explore 12 transformative Stoic principles, each guiding you towards a better, more empowered life. Point 2. Embracing adversity. How Stoics turn challenges into opportunities. Building upon the principle of control, another vital Stoic lesson is the idea of embracing adversity. Stoicism teaches us that obstacles and hardships are not to be avoided, but rather accepted and seen as opportunities for growth. This may sound counterintuitive, especially when faced with life's toughest challenges. But Stoics argue that adversity is an essential part of the human experience, offering us a chance to develop resilience, patience, and wisdom. When things go wrong, it's not the event itself that causes suffering, but our reaction to it. Stoic philosopher Epictetus famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This perspective transforms any adversity into a potential source of strength. For example, imagine a sudden job loss or a difficult breakup. Instead of viewing these situations as failures or tragedies, Stoicism encourages us to see them as opportunities for personal development. The discomfort you feel in these moments is natural, but it is not something that defines you. It is an opportunity to learn. In a practical sense, embracing adversity means developing a mindset that sees challenges as ways to improve character and build resilience. It involves stepping out of your comfort zone, not just when life forces you, but proactively seeking opportunities to grow. For instance, you might choose to take on a difficult project at work, face an uncomfortable truth in your personal life, or step into a leadership role in your community, all as ways to build mental toughness. Moreover, the Stoic practice of premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils, encourages you to visualize potential challenges before they arise. By imagining worst-case scenarios in advance, you can mentally prepare yourself for adversity and reduce fear when it inevitably shows up. This doesn't mean expecting the worst, but rather being prepared and accepting that life will include its share of struggles. The beauty of this principle lies in its power to shift your perspective. Instead of viewing problems as obstacles, you begin to see them as a form of training. Much like lifting weights strengthens muscles. Every challenge offers a lesson, and each lesson, no matter how painful, is a step closer to self-mastery. In the modern world, we often shy away from adversity because we associate discomfort with failure. Social media, consumer culture, and the pressure to constantly succeed create an environment where struggle is seen as something to be avoided at all costs. However, embracing adversity in a Stoic way means reframing your understanding of failure. Failure isn't an endpoint, it's part of the journey. In relationships, for example, challenges can bring hidden strengths to the surface. They test your communication skills, patience, and empathy. In work, adversity can teach you new skills, introduce you to different perspectives, and increase your ability to innovate and adapt. In both personal and professional life, embracing adversity allows you to become more flexible, resourceful, and emotionally intelligent. In conclusion, by embracing adversity, Stoics teach us not to fear challenges, but to use them as stepping stones for self-improvement. Each difficulty is a chance to show what we are truly made of, to rise above the circumstances, and become better versions of ourselves. This mindset enables you to approach life's challenges not with dread but with anticipation, knowing that each obstacle is a gift in disguise. Point 3. Living according to nature. Aligning yourself with the world, building upon the Stoic idea of embracing adversity, we now move to the concept of living according to nature. For Stoics, living in accordance with nature means aligning your life with the natural order of the universe and accepting its rhythms. This principle extends beyond just the environment. It includes understanding human nature, our roles in society, and the reality of impermanence. To live according to nature is to live authentically, accepting that everything in life has its purpose, even the most challenging circumstances. The Stoics believe that nature is rational, and so should our lives be. Nature is not chaotic but operates under universal laws. Similarly, to live wisely, we must align our actions with the virtues of wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance, values that have been honed over thousands of years. In doing so, we can gain harmony with the world around us and find peace, no matter the external circumstances. Living in harmony with nature also involves recognizing our place in the world. It means understanding that we are part of something larger than ourselves, a complex web of relationships, ecosystems, and events that we can't always control. By accepting this, we let go of the need to constantly strive for dominance over nature, and instead, we learn to coexist with it. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Living according to nature means knowing your limits and your role in the greater scheme of life. Another aspect of this principle involves recognizing the cyclical nature of life. Just as the seasons change and animals follow their natural patterns, human beings are subject to the same rhythms of birth, growth, decay, and death. Stoics encourage us to accept these changes gracefully rather than fighting them. The acceptance of mortality, for example, helps us appreciate life more fully and live with greater purpose. The connection between this principle and embracing adversity becomes clear. Living according to nature means accepting that adversity is part of life. By acknowledging that challenges are not anomalies but natural parts of our journey, we can approach them with a sense of peace rather than resistance. In our modern world, living according to nature also means rejecting artificial pressures, such as the pursuit of wealth, fame, or success, that often cause stress and anxiety. Instead, Stoics advocate for a simpler life, focused on personal growth, relationships, and contribution to the common good. In this way, living according to nature brings both peace and purpose. In conclusion, aligning yourself with nature is not just about physical surroundings, but about understanding your role in the world, accepting the impermanence of life, and living authentically according to the virtues that resonate deeply within. This perspective not only brings peace but also helps to transform your life by removing the need for unnecessary conflict or resistance. Point 4. The dichotomy of control. Mastering what you can, letting go of what you can't, building on the understanding of living in harmony with nature. The Stoic principle of the dichotomy of control offers a profound way to navigate life's challenges. This principle is one of the core tenets of Stoicism, and it teaches us a vital lesson. There are two categories of things in life: what is within our control and what is not. By focusing our energy and attention solely on the things we can control, we can free ourselves from unnecessary stress, frustration, and anxiety. To grasp the power of this principle, think about the things you worry about daily. Chances are, most of these concerns fall outside your control, whether it's the weather, other people's actions, the future, or circumstances beyond your influence. Stoicism teaches us that worrying about things we cannot change is a futile exercise. Instead, we must focus on our own actions, thoughts, and attitudes, as they are the only things within our true power. For example, you cannot control how someone else behaves, but you can control how you respond to their actions. You cannot change the fact that traffic jams exist, but you can choose to remain calm and patient while waiting. The dichotomy of control helps us regain a sense of agency over our lives by redirecting our focus on what truly matters: our own thoughts, decisions, and responses. This principle also plays a crucial role in cultivating emotional resilience. When we realize that we cannot control every aspect of our lives, we stop stressing over things that are beyond our reach. Instead, we redirect our energy toward those areas where we can make a difference: our personal growth, our relationships, our career, and our daily habits. This shift in mindset can significantly reduce stress, improve our decision-making, and bring us a sense of inner peace. A practical application of the dichotomy of control involves a conscious effort to let go of expectations and attachments. For example, when you release expectations about outcomes, whether it's winning a promotion, receiving recognition, or achieving a particular goal, you free yourself from the anxiety of hoping for a specific result. Instead, you focus on the process, on doing your best in each moment, and accepting whatever comes your way. In this way, you remain present and grounded, regardless of the outcome. The Stoics also suggest using the premeditatio malorum exercise, mentally preparing for challenges and setbacks. By visualizing potential difficulties, you become more adaptable when adversity strikes. This proactive approach ensures that you are ready to respond with calm and clarity, no matter what the world throws your way. The dichotomy of control is not just about letting go of external concerns. It's about taking responsibility for your inner state. The Stoics teach us that while we cannot always control events, we can always control our reactions. This realization empowers us to make more thoughtful, deliberate choices in every aspect of our lives. By choosing not to react impulsively or emotionally to external events, we regain control over our internal world and increase our emotional intelligence. One of the most profound ways this principle transforms our lives is by helping us cultivate gratitude. When we stop stressing over things outside of our control, we start appreciating what we have and what we can influence. This shift in focus from the uncontrollable to the controllable not only brings more peace but also makes us more mindful of the present moment. In conclusion, the dichotomy of control teaches us the art of letting go. By focusing on what we can control and releasing attachment to what we cannot, we free ourselves from the shackles of unnecessary worry. This allows us to live a life of clarity, purpose, and emotional strength. When we accept that we cannot change everything, we take back the power to control our thoughts, emotions, and actions. In doing so, we align more closely with the Stoic ideal of flourishing, living a life of wisdom, courage, and tranquility. Point 5. The importance of virtue. Cultivating moral excellence every day, building upon the foundation of mastering control, the Stoic principle of virtue emphasizes the development of moral excellence in all areas of life. Virtue, for the Stoics, is the highest good, the ultimate purpose of life, and is the key to achieving happiness, contentment, and tranquility. The Stoics believe that by cultivating virtue, we align ourselves with our true nature, achieving a sense of purpose and fulfillment. Virtue isn't just about following a set of rules. It's about developing qualities such as wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance in our everyday actions. To understand why virtue is so important, consider that our actions are a reflection of our character. When we act with integrity, fairness, and wisdom, we not only make better decisions, but we also influence those around us positively. In the Stoic worldview, each moment presents an opportunity to practice virtue, whether it's in our relationships, work, or personal development. Wisdom, the first of the 4 cardinal virtues, is about knowing the right thing to do in any situation. It involves understanding life's challenges and making decisions based on rational thinking and clear judgment. Practicing wisdom means not allowing emotions or impulsive thoughts to cloud our decisions. Instead, we pause, reflect, and choose the best course of action in any given circumstance. Justice, the second virtue, involves treating others fairly and with respect. This principle calls us to act with empathy, fairness, and kindness in all of our interactions. Justice is about considering the well-being of others and working towards the common good, rather than focusing solely on our own interests. Courage, the third virtue, is the ability to face fear, adversity, and difficulty with strength and resolve. It's not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act despite it. Courage helps us pursue what is right, even when it's hard or uncomfortable. This virtue is essential for making difficult choices and standing up for our beliefs. Finally, temperance is the virtue of self-control and moderation. It involves avoiding excess and finding balance in all things. Whether it's in our consumption of food, drink, or material possessions, temperance teaches us to find satisfaction in simplicity and to avoid indulgence. Practicing temperance leads to greater peace of mind, as we stop chasing fleeting pleasures and instead focus on what truly brings lasting happiness. The importance of virtue in Stoicism lies in the idea that by practicing these qualities, we align our lives with nature and reason. Unlike external circumstances, virtue is something that lies entirely within our control. We can choose to cultivate virtue every day, through our thoughts, actions, and interactions with others. This not only transforms our internal world but also shapes the way we experience and engage with the external world. Stoics believe that the pursuit of virtue is a lifelong journey. It's not about perfection, but about continual growth and striving to be better. Each day provides an opportunity to practice and embody virtue, no matter how small the action. The goal is not to be flawless but to make progress, to be better today than you were yesterday. In conclusion, cultivating virtue is at the heart of the Stoic path to a fulfilling and meaningful life. By consistently practicing wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance, we transform ourselves and, by extension, the world around us. The importance of virtue lies not only in its role as a guide to moral excellence, but also in its power to bring inner peace, happiness, and a sense of purpose. Point 6. Negative visualization. Preparing for life's toughest moments, building upon the foundation of virtue, the Stoic practice of negative visualization may seem strange at first. However, this principle is one of the most powerful tools for transforming our mindset and preparing ourselves for life's inevitable challenges. Negative visualization involves mentally rehearsing worst-case scenarios and imagining the loss of things or people we value. While this may initially seem morbid, it's actually an incredibly effective way to cultivate gratitude, reduce fear, and develop resilience. The Stoics believe that by contemplating the possibility of loss or hardship, we become better prepared to face adversity when it arises. Negative visualization isn't about obsessing over negative outcomes. Rather, it's a way to acknowledge the impermanence of life and to help us appreciate what we have. When we take a moment to imagine losing something we cherish, a job, a relationship, our health, we gain a deeper appreciation for those things while they're still in our lives. This practice also helps to lessen the sting of disappointment. By mentally preparing for the worst, we reduce the emotional impact of difficult situations. If we have already imagined losing something we love, the actual experience of loss is less overwhelming. This doesn't mean we are detached or indifferent. Rather, we learn to embrace the temporary nature of all things and accept that suffering is part of the human experience. Negative visualization can also help us confront our fears. By imagining difficult situations in advance, we reduce the anxiety and uncertainty surrounding them. The more we confront our fears in our minds, the less power they have over us in reality. Instead of being caught off guard by life's inevitable challenges, we face them with a sense of calm and preparedness. In conclusion, the practice of negative visualization is a powerful Stoic tool for developing emotional resilience. By mentally preparing for the worst, we reduce fear, increase gratitude, and become better equipped to handle life's uncertainties. It's not about expecting misfortune, but rather accepting that difficulty is a natural part of life and learning to respond with equanimity. Point 7. Amor fati. Embracing fate and loving life's journey. Following the Stoic practice of negative visualization, we now explore the concept of amor fati, which translates to love of fate. This principle encourages us to embrace and even love everything that happens in our lives, both the good and the bad. The idea behind amor fati is not merely about accepting life's events as they come, but rather about cultivating a deep sense of love and gratitude for everything, especially the challenges and hardships. At first glance, this may seem counterintuitive. We're conditioned to think that life should always go according to our plans, and that discomfort, failure, and setbacks are things to avoid or resent. Yet, the Stoics invite us to see things differently. Rather than resisting the natural course of events or wishing things were different, amor fati teaches us to not just accept but love the course of our lives, precisely because it is our life. The phrase amor fati was popularized by Friedrich Nietzsche, who suggested that to truly live fully, we must be able to say yes to life in its entirety. Every joy, every sorrow, every triumph, and every tragedy. The Stoics echoed this sentiment by encouraging us to see even the most difficult moments as opportunities for growth. Instead of wishing for an easier life, we embrace whatever life gives us, knowing that every experience is a chance to improve ourselves and develop virtues like resilience, courage, and wisdom. The practice of amor fati is a direct application of the Stoic idea that everything happens for a reason, even if we cannot always understand that reason at the time. This perspective transforms suffering into a tool for self-mastery. For example, when faced with a personal setback, instead of viewing it as something to avoid or regret, we can approach it with curiosity and openness, asking ourselves, what can I learn from this? How can this challenge help me grow stronger or wiser? A powerful way to practice amor fati is to consciously choose to view life setbacks as stepping stones, not roadblocks. If you're facing a difficult situation, try to reframe your thinking. For instance, if you lose a job, instead of feeling like a failure, recognize that this might be an opportunity to pursue a new career, acquire new skills, or discover a new passion. If you experience a painful breakup, rather than focusing on the loss, appreciate the lessons it taught you about relationships, self-worth, and emotional growth. The beauty of amor fati lies in the peace it brings. When we stop fighting against the flow of life, we stop draining our energy on resistance and disappointment. By embracing everything that comes our way, whether it's easy or difficult, we stop letting external events define our happiness. Instead, we find contentment in accepting the full range of human experience. Additionally, amor fati can help us cultivate a sense of gratitude. When we love our fate, we become thankful for all of life's experiences, even the painful ones. We come to understand that each challenge is a teacher, offering us wisdom and strength. By fully embracing life's journey, we start to see beauty and value in even the most mundane or difficult moments. In conclusion, Amor Fati teaches us the art of embracing life as it is, without resistance or regret. By loving everything that happens to us, we transform our perspective on hardship and suffering, allowing us to grow stronger and wiser. This mindset encourages us to find meaning and beauty in every experience, to say yes to life in all its forms, and to live with a deep sense of gratitude and peace. Point 8. Practicing gratitude, a Stoic approach to finding peace in the present. After embracing Amor Fati, we now turn our attention to the power of gratitude, another essential Stoic principle that can profoundly transform our lives. While gratitude is often considered a simple virtue, the Stoics believed it to be a cornerstone of personal contentment and tranquility. In fact, gratitude is one of the most effective tools for cultivating inner peace, reducing anxiety, and fostering a positive, resilient mindset. In the Stoic tradition, gratitude is not just about feeling thankful for the good things in life. It's about appreciating everything: the ups, the downs, the challenges, and the blessings. For the Stoic, gratitude is about recognizing the value in all things, even those that might initially seem negative. By acknowledging the gifts inherent in every experience, we deepen our understanding of the world and our place within it. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, frequently reminded himself to be thankful for the opportunities each day provided. In his meditations, he reflected on the simple yet profound idea that, when you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love. This type of gratitude allows us to appreciate the small moments in life, whether it's a warm cup of coffee, a conversation with a loved one, or a quiet walk in nature. The Stoic practice of gratitude also encourages us to reflect on the impermanence of life. Understanding that everything, good or bad, is fleeting can deepen our appreciation for the present moment. The Stoics regularly practiced memento mori, the contemplation of death, to remind themselves that life is short and everything we experience is temporary. This awareness makes us more mindful of the things we often take for granted. Gratitude also has a practical side in Stoic philosophy. It can help us maintain perspective during times of difficulty. When we face adversity, gratitude encourages us to focus on what we still have, rather than what we've lost. Even in the most challenging moments, there is always something to be thankful for: the lessons we learn, the strength we gain, and the relationships that support us. Another benefit of gratitude in Stoicism is its power to shift our focus away from what's outside our control. When we practice gratitude, we begin to recognize the abundance we already have in our lives, instead of fixating on what we lack. This shift in focus helps us feel more content and less driven by external desires or material wants. A simple way to practice gratitude in a Stoic manner is to keep a daily gratitude journal. Each evening, take a few moments to write down things you're grateful for that day. These can be big or small, but by consistently reflecting on the positive aspects of life, you'll begin to train your mind to notice the good more often. This simple practice can help reduce stress, increase happiness, and promote a sense of inner peace. In conclusion, gratitude is a transformative Stoic practice that shifts our focus from scarcity to abundance. By recognizing the value in every experience, we open ourselves up to peace, contentment, and emotional resilience. Stoics teach us that gratitude is not just about feeling thankful, but about cultivating an attitude of appreciation that allows us to live fully in the present moment. Point 9. Self-reflection. Becoming your best self through consistent evaluation. After practicing gratitude, the next critical Stoic principle is self-reflection. In many ways, self-reflection is the cornerstone of Stoic philosophy because it's through honest, consistent evaluation that we develop the wisdom and understanding to improve ourselves. The Stoics believed that self-awareness and introspection were key to personal growth and achieving a state of tranquility. By reflecting on our actions, thoughts, and emotions, we can identify areas where we are not living in accordance with our highest values and make the necessary adjustments. Self-reflection allows us to gain a deeper understanding of our behavior and motivations. Instead of simply reacting to life's challenges, we can pause and ask ourselves, why did I react that way? What was the underlying cause of my emotions? What could I have done differently? This type of inquiry helps us become more mindful and intentional in our actions, aligning ourselves with Stoic virtues like wisdom, courage, and temperance. One key Stoic exercise in self-reflection is journaling. Marcus Aurelius, for example, used his meditations as a tool for self-examination and self-improvement. Through his writings, he reflected on his behavior, his desires, his failings, and his growth. Journaling helps to clarify our thoughts, track our progress, and identify patterns in our actions. This allows us to consistently evaluate whether we're living in a way that aligns with our values and principles. But self-reflection goes beyond simply analyzing our actions. It's also about understanding our emotional responses and thought processes. Stoics believe that our emotions are not inherently bad, but they can lead us astray when they're uncontrolled. By regularly examining our emotional reactions, we can identify where our passions are out of balance. Are we acting out of anger, fear, or desire? Are we seeking pleasure or avoiding pain at the cost of what is virtuous? By asking these questions, we can realign ourselves with reason and virtue. The practice of self-reflection also cultivates humility. When we take time to reflect on our shortcomings, we acknowledge that we are not perfect and that we have room to grow. Stoicism teaches that self-improvement is a continual process. There's no final destination or endpoint. Each day offers us an opportunity to learn from our mistakes, correct our course, and become a better version of ourselves. A powerful tool for self-reflection in Stoicism is the concept of nightly review. Each evening, ask yourself questions like, what did I do well today? Where did I fall short? What can I improve tomorrow? This practice helps to foster an attitude of growth and development. Instead of letting the day slip away without much thought, you engage in a moment of introspection that can lead to significant changes over time. The benefits of regular self-reflection are manifold. It helps us become more emotionally intelligent, more conscious of our actions, and more aligned with our values. It also helps us build resilience. When we take the time to analyze our setbacks or challenges, we gain a deeper understanding of them and are better prepared to handle them in the future. Rather than avoiding difficult emotions or situations, self-reflection encourages us to face them head-on and learn from them. In conclusion, self-reflection is one of the most important Stoic practices for becoming our best selves. By consistently evaluating our thoughts, actions, and emotions, we can identify areas of growth, make intentional improvements, and align more closely with our values. This practice fosters wisdom, humility, and resilience, ultimately helping us lead a more fulfilling and meaningful life. Point 10. Living according to nature. Aligning yourself with the universe's flow, building upon the practices of gratitude, self-reflection, and embracing our fate. The Stoic principle of living according to nature is the ultimate goal of Stoic philosophy. To live according to nature is to align yourself with the world's natural order, what the Stoics consider the rational, orderly flow of the universe. It's about understanding your place in the grand scheme of things and acting in harmony with the natural world, the universe, and human reason. This principle can be understood on both a personal level, living in accordance with your true nature, and on a cosmic level, accepting the world as it is and acting with purpose and virtue. To live according to nature means understanding that we are a part of a larger system. We are not isolated beings, but integral parts of the greater whole. By recognizing our interconnectedness with other people, the environment, and the universe at large, we can lead lives of meaning, purpose, and harmony. Stoicism teaches that by understanding the natural order of things, we can better align ourselves with the world's inherent rationality and find peace. This concept is rooted in the Stoic belief that everything in nature happens according to divine reason, or logos. The Stoics saw the universe as a well-organized, rational system, governed by natural laws. As humans, we have the capacity for reason, and our job is to live in accordance with this rational order. This doesn't mean we can control everything around us, but it does mean that we should strive to live virtuously, guided by our reason, in alignment with the universe's natural flow. Living according to nature also involves embracing the natural cycles of life: birth, growth, decay, and death. The Stoics understood that life is full of changes and that these changes are inevitable. Rather than resisting or resenting them, we should accept them as part of the natural order. Just as the seasons change, so too do the circumstances of our lives. By aligning ourselves with this understanding, we can navigate life's ups and downs with greater resilience and grace. On a personal level, living according to nature means living authentically. It means understanding your true self, your passions, values, and purpose, and making choices that align with who you truly are. This is where the Stoic practice of self-reflection becomes crucial. By regularly assessing whether our actions align with our deepest values, we can ensure that we are living in accordance with our true nature. The Stoics also emphasized the importance of accepting life's inevitable hardships. To live in harmony with nature is to accept that suffering is part of the human condition. Instead of fighting against hardship, we learn to accept it, grow from it, and integrate it into our journey. By doing so, we experience greater peace and contentment, knowing that we are part of the universe's grand design.